Hi everybody! Welcome to Live Painting at Noon. I'm Nettie Price and I create whimsical, vibrant and fun sparkling art. Today I'd love to do a live demo of the sparkling art painting party in a bag dog version. But before I do that, I wanted to share with you something really special and fun for my new painting tutorials. These are an hour, hour and a half, hour and 45-minute painting tutorials that are edited, and they have music, they're in HD, and I show you step by step how to create 3 of my favorite paintings. So here's the first one, the cat and the dog. These are 16 by 20 tutorials, actually 16 by 20 canvases, and the tutorials will show you from the start to finish. Now if you're interested in learning more about these tutorials, please go to my website, nettieprice.com, and join my email list. I will be sending out a special offer for those of you who are interested, but you have to be on my email list. So, inside the painting party in a bag, let's just open it up. So you get this really fun, sparkly ribbon. And you open it up. And then inside, you get an 8 by 10 canvas, and I do the black line. You also get a little sparkling magnet, and you get a paper plate, paints, get directions, a paper towel, and then the bag. So the directions are pretty much what's important as far as the process that I use. It includes the 8 by 10 canvas board. Now if you look at this canvas, see how thick the line is? I do that on purpose. It's not perfect, it's very kind of sketchy, and each one is unique and different because I did that. I painted it to kind of give you the starter kit. So who are these good for? These are great for kids. They're great for people who just want to have a start in painting and who need directions, who kind of want to follow a simple process where it's so forgiving and it's very easy to understand and easy to execute. So that's why I do it, because it's fun. It's just fun for me. So inside each painting party in a bag, you'll get a paintbrush, which is like a medium size. It's a beginner paintbrush. It's a nylon bristle. And then your painting pots. Now, when you open these pots, if this is for a child, I suggest that an adult opens them. And what's really easy is just to use a knife and pry them open and just kind of go like that. Get the knife in there and twist them off. Actually, these are kind of coming off really easy. So in each paint pot, you're going to get 2 white, 2 white, blue, red, yellow, and the last one is sparkles. Actually, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to put these over here. And you're going to have to get some water. So I usually put my paper plate down here, my directions, and my water. Start with the directions, and it tells you everything that you get inside the painting bag. And then it says for tutorial video, visit nettieprice.com/videos, and that's where you will see this video. Number 1, before you get started, remember, in order to cover the thick black line, you must add white to whatever color you decide to use. You have to let it dry and then use multiple layers. So that's really important because, as you can see, this thick black line is just a map. This is to get you started so that you have everything you need to just fill in the colors and to really have fun with it. I'm going to show you some brush strokes and techniques that'll make it really easy to create fun fur, the eyes, and a really colorful background. But what I do is layer upon layer. So it's not necessarily the first layer and then the second layer covers this entire first layer. I use the layers to build upon each other so that they create depth. Now the reason why I did this black line so thick is because we're creating an undershadow, and a shadow is darker, and we're creating the shadow by the first layer of paint not covering all of the black. But we have to remember that in order to cover the black, we have to add white to whatever color we choose. So we can choose the blue, the red, and the yellow, any combination, but we always have to add white. That's why you have 2 pots of white in there. Now, if you want the colors to be less pastel, less white infused, then just add another layer of the color on top. So I just wanted to make that clear. And then what the whole goal is here with the thick black line is to create different shapes within this black line by the background coming into the foreground. Okay, and when we get to that point, when we do the fur, it's kind of like your fingers fitting into each other with the black line in between. We want to create a new line from this wide line. The new line is going to be very thin. So I hope that makes sense. Make sure you use plenty of paint. There is enough paint in the pots. Sometimes I mix the paint directly on the canvas to get lots of texture in the brush strokes. So what I do is I like to use my paintbrush as like a paddle, and I put it on the plate, but I don't really mix it on the plate. I don't want to get all of the color mixed thoroughly on the plate before I put it on the canvas. I want to mix it on the canvas so that I can control it a lot better, and I want to make sure that I use enough paint. So I'm going to do my dog blue, and I'm going to start off with the eyes. What I'm going to do is get some blue. I'm going to get it out of the pot, just going to paddle it out with my brush and put it on the plate. I want to get some of that blue off, and I'm going to get some of the white and put it onto the plate as well. Now I want to have enough paint on my paintbrush. See how much is on there? It's a good amount. Now what I want to do is I'm going to draw 2 squares around the outside of the eye. Now I want to make sure that I do the top of the square so that it's on a slant. So if you notice, this one slants this way and this one slants that way. Okay, and I want to draw a box around the blob. A box around the blob. Okay, see how I have, it's nice and big, it's not little, it's a big box around the blob. Okay, now I'm going to get some more paint. I'm not mixing it too much, I'm just getting it on the paintbrush. Now I'm going to fill in to the top of the forehead. And then the forehead, notice how I'm covering up about half of the black line. Now the top of the forehead, the top of the head is kind of on a little bit of an arch. And then I'm coming down and I want to go to the bottom of the nose. Now notice I didn't go all the way around. I'm only stopping at the bottom of the nose. I'm getting more blue and more white, coming on, and I'm coming down, and then I'm going to come to the middle of the nose and stop. I want to leave this black line right there. Okay. Now I'm going to come around the nose just like I did the eyes. There we go. Now I'm going to fill in the rest of the face with lots of paint. I'm going to make sure that I have enough white to cover the black line, and I'm using the brush kind of on the side, getting the paint on there. Now maybe I can make his nose a little bit smaller if I want to. It's really up to you if you want him to have a big nose, a little nose. I'm going to fill in the rest. Now I want to add some green tones into his fur, so I'm going to grab some yellow and Dip a little bit of the yellow. Now I have yellow, blue, and white. I'm going to come up here and do some more. Go over. Now I want to get the ears. The ears attached to the head, so I'm going to have a little piece of skin there, and then I'm coming down and around. Now remember, we're going to do layers, so we don't have to cover it in one layer. Get some more yellow, white, and blue. And we're coming out this way and doing a triangle shape down and around. Now I'm not covering all of the black. Now what I want to do is I think I'm going to put some wispy hairs on the ends of his ears. So I'm using the thin end of the paintbrush and I'm going to come out into the black line. I have plenty of room to make him have furry ears. And they're just short, quick little brush strokes into the black. I'm not covering all of the black though. Okay, now what's really important is that you keep this black line here for the chin. Do not cover that up. So I'm going to come down and get really close to the bottom of the chin and up to the side of the neck, close to his chin, but I'm not covering it. And now I want to do the fur. Fur grows out and down. So I'm going out into the black line and I'm doing each individual hair. Now this is why the line is so thick, because I want to make them nice and furry. I'm going to do the same thing on this side and light, quick strokes out into the black and down. And this is where you can create each individual hair if you want to. If you have a short-haired dog, then just do a straight line. Now I'm going to fill in the rest. I'm going to get a lot of paint. Blue, white, yellow. I'm not really mixing it. I'm mixing it on the canvas. Now you can really do whatever you want to do. I'm just showing you the way I do it. You can do the same thing, or you can do a variation. Now I'm paddling it on. I'm really getting it off of my paintbrush. And now I want him to have a really furry tail. So I'm going to get some more blue, white, yellow. And I'm coming out into the black with individual hair strokes. And I'm filling it in. And then there we go. Now it's not quite dry yet. That's okay. Just gonna put a little bit more paint on here of the green, and you come down this way. Okay, now I'm gonna let that dry. And what I wanna do next is the heart. So I'm going to wipe off my paintbrush. Let's move this up a little bit. And okay, now I'm going to get some red and white. I'm going to open up my paint pot and paddle it out. Just scoop it out. And I think I want to do the background. I should have done the white first. Oh well, that's okay. I'm gonna grab some of this white, and now I'm gonna dip it in the red and the white. Remember, you have to have white to cover the black. And I'm going to do the first layer of red and fill that in. Okie dokie. And now I think the background, I'm going to add some yellow to my red and white, and I'm going to do like a nice peachy orange color. So I'm just going to get the paint off of my brush and go in and get some yellow for the background. Okay, so for the background, I want to do the same brush stroke going into the fur that I used coming out with the fur. So I'm going to start down here at the fur and get some yellow, white, and red and put it on the canvas, and then I'm going to go into the fur. So it's creating a jagged line. You wouldn't be able to create that line any other way. Now I'm going to come up close to the ear, come in close to the face. I'm not covering all of the black line. I'm just creating this organic, jagged line that fits together like a dovetail. If you don't know what a dovetail is, it's when furniture comes together and they interlock. It's not really like a bird's tail. Although I don't know where it came from. I don't know where that word came from. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the fur. I want to add some more white to this color and come into the tail fur, not covering the black line, and mix it onto the canvas. Using short, quick brush strokes, and I'm going to get some more paint. And now I'm filling that in. I want to get some just red and white down here. You will have plenty of paint in those little pots. Okay, now I think what I want to do is come in close to the ear. I'm not covering up the black line. I'm coming the top of the forehead, up and around. And I'm going to get some more red and white. Now this color is really close to the heart color, so I want to make it a little bit lighter. Working it in a little bit down there. I'm going to come down here and go into the fur. You can either do it on the flat end of the brush or the skinny end of the brush. And go into the fur. And now I'm coming up along the side of the head. I'm not covering the black line, but I'm getting really close, as close as you can. I want to get some more white. And put it on there. And I'm going to come up here, and I want to get some yellow and white and get away from the red because this color is too close to the heart color. So I am coming around the corner of the heart. And I really like this yellow, so I want to work the yellow down into the side here where it's orange. So I'm just going to take the yellow and the white. And now granted, you can pick any color that you choose. These are just the colors that I'm choosing. Typically when I do background colors, I will pick either red and yellow and white or blue and yellow and white, because those primary colors will make secondary colors. Red and yellow make orange, and then blue and yellow make green. So you can work anywhere in between those colors. And I think if anybody has any questions about the color wheel, just let me know and I can make something for you as far as planning color. Okay, now we're coming down along the side of the ear. I'm gonna get some more yellow and white. here. And I do short, quick strokes. And I think I want to get some more white. I'm going to get this paint off of my paintbrush. And come out here. I think I'm going to do some more just yellow and white. And I have a whole bunch on my paintbrush. And I'm just going to mix it right onto the canvas. Come up here. And I'm kind of doing like a crosshatch brush stroke. Down, down, over, over. Now I'm going to go into the fur, into the ears with the individual brush strokes for the little fur on the tip. And then I'm going to come up here. Down. I want to get some just white and yellow over here. Now I'm going pretty quickly, so if you want to stop the video, feel free, so you can work on it a little bit longer. It might be helpful that way. And if you want to do another layer on the dog or the cat, or the, not the dog or the cat, the dog or the heart. All right, so we have our first layer, and I am going to clean out my brush, and I want to clean it out in the water as well. We're going to do the eyes, so I'm cleaned out my brush, and what I'm going to do is take the thin end of the paintbrush and I'm going to make a U, just like that. I'm going to leave the black of the center of the eye. I just want to do the white around it, okay? So this is the trickiest part, so maybe if you practice first, just using the thin end of your brush and coming around the side. Okay, so I'm going to dip it in the white, and I'm going to take it like that. Now we might need 2 layers, it's okay. Make the U over here. And I'm going to show you a trick. There we go, just coming around. And you might need another layer. Making a U. Also, you could use the other tip of your paintbrush if you want to fill in other spots. You can do that. So then once we get the U in there, what you're going to do is to do the highlight of the U. Like that. Now you're going to need 2 layers, so don't worry. Just get it on there. We're going to let that dry. And now when we do the highlight of the eye, take the end of the paintbrush, dip it in the pot, and you want to do the highlight on the same part of the eye. Okay? And then come down here, we're going to do highlight on the nose. Now what you can do is after it dries, you have to make sure that it dries. You can go in, if you have a Sharpie marker laying around, you can go in and clean up the edges if it was a little shaky. You can also put whiskers in if you like. Sometimes I do that and it's really cute, or eyelashes. Now those are optional if you'd like to do that. Also, if you lost your black line, you can go in and touch up with your black line. But the Sharpie marker really helps. And if you don't have a Sharpie marker, like a black pen or anything that's black, like a black flare, to go in and to touch up. Okay, so now it's completely dry, and what I did was I did a second layer. As I suggested before in the beginning of the video, I just went over and built on top of the colors that I used, and then I did go in with a Sharpie marker and cleaned up the eye line. I put some whiskers on and eyelashes. I also did a light reline of the black. Now we're getting to the most important, the sparkles. So I'm going to get my brush, and you can put the sparkles on wherever you want. I like to put them in two places. The first place, now the sparkles are just like paint, just take them out right out of the pot. I'm going to put them on the eyebrows up here on the top, and then I'm going to fill in the heart with sparkles. Sometimes people put them in the background, or you can put them wherever you want. I'm going to fill in the heart, and that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the sparkling art painting party in a bag. This is the dog version, and I'd love to see your painting. So when you're finished with it, if you could send me a Facebook message, post it to my page, sending me an email. My email's at nettieprice.com, and I'd love to see your work. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.